are fitting the differential. This is a limited slip differential from Pelican, however you say it.
All right.
Into the new transmission housing. And how you do that is you take everything out of the transmission, you put the differential in, and you bolt the case together. All right, and then you bolt it together. We've already done this, I'm just explaining it. You bolt it together, and then you measure the play that it has. And based off of that play is how you measure which size shim you put in there. And you also add a preload, so there's always going to be pressure on there.
Yeah.
So the bearing moves.
Right.
So the shims, you'll measure the play like I showed you before, and then you'll add a preload. The preload is 0.25 millimeters, so it'll constantly be 0.25 millimeters of pressure on this, so it does not do this while you're driving, so it's always pushed down.
Gotcha. Snug fit.
Yes, sir. All right.
Look at that.
One race out.
Just lube it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Drop it in there like that, and the race goes in, and I have to go get the.
You just press it in.
And you just, the main goal is to just make sure that you have it. You don't want to like hammer one side all the way down and then try to get the other side down. You want to put it down as even as possible.
That's whatever.
We can take them back out if you want.
Oh, no. All right, guys. So I just set the camera down, give Darren here a hand. Had to lift up on the one of the gears while he puts the other one in place, and all of them are in now. So
You can see how these two shift forks are steel, and these ones are brass. The brass ones break easier. So 1 and 2 are brass, but 3 and 4 are steel. On this transmission, I made sure it has steel forks, so I can slam them without having to worry about breaking it.
nice.
Does this see how this has a flat spot on it?
Yep. You guys see that?
There's a flat spot in here, right there. And you have
Yep.
to make sure that it's lined up.
I see that.
Ask me how I know. I didn't see the flat spot a long time ago, and I broke a whole input shaft because I was like, what the fuck? Hammering it and shit. I was getting so mad. And finally, my buddy who was with me, he's like, wonder why there's a flat spot there. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, like I said earlier, he's an airplane mechanic. You guys can see, man. This is interesting stuff. Looking at the small airplanes without the engines in them, it's just so crazy to see all this up and close. You guys can see here. Got the propeller. I don't know what the hell I'm even looking at, but look at that. Look at the turb. Look at the turbski. Tell the people what happened.
I had a super single from Ringer Racing, which is Clutchmaster's 850 twin setup with 1 disc and a pressure plate, or I'm sorry, a floater plate, a big one. So it's a single disc that's made with a twin disc setup, and it's supposed to hold a lot of power. Long story short, I had a leak in my transmission. I got brake fluid on the clutch, and it started slipping. I cleaned it up. I got the flywheel resurfaced, and it kept slipping. I couldn't get it to stop slipping, so I screwed it up with the brake fluid. So I knew that you could turn that super single into a twin disc, so I called up Clutchmasters, and they worked with me, and I got the 850 twin disc setup right here. So I'm excited to put it in. I've been through like 5 clutches. People tell me it's not going to slip. It ends up slipping. I have all my torque and all my boost coming in real hard at the beginning. So a lot of clutches, even though they can handle 500 torque, they can't handle that jolt of 500 torque at once. So a lot of them slip. So I'm excited to have a clutch that's not going to slip, hopefully. That I won't have to worry about slipping, put it that way.
What do you got done on here? Turbo, big ass turbo, right?
Yeah, so it's an APR, it's an old APR Stage 3 Plus kit that I bought off of somebody, which came with a GT 3071 turbo on the kit. When I got the turbo, I had to send it out and had it rebuilt, and I also machined the turbo to fit a 73 millimeter compressor wheel. So it's between a GT 3071 and a 3076. It's a GT 3073. The only way you can get that turbo is if you machine it to fit the bigger wheel. So it has a GTX 73 millimeter wheel on a GT 30 Gen 1 turbo. And I'm running a direct port Aquamist methanol, tuned by myself on Urodyne. I don't know, there's so much stuff on this car, man. I'd have to make a list. I mean, it's literally, I've been building it for years, so.
This thing.
But as far as power goes, that's mostly all of it. I have a Walbro 450 with a Torque Bite PM4, I think, running that. Whole engine's built. It's got brand new stock pistons. I went with the stock pistons. IE rods, IE springs and retainers, Mall race bearings, all new timing. I rebuilt the whole engine. Anything that needed replaced, I did that myself. The only thing I haven't done absolutely by myself on this entire car was have the turbo machined, because I don't know how to use a lathe and shit. Yeah. But other than that, I've done everything, even tuned it myself.
Yeah, man.
With these two hands. So, yeah, man, it's my baby.
This thing right here is nicely done, and I'm sure everyone wants to see this thing rip, man.
Yeah, it makes a easy 500 horsepower, 500 torque. My problem now is the T25 manifold that's on that GT turbo. It can only flow so much. I think that's it. Yeah, probably half a ton. Flywheel, yes, I did. Alright.
We're back here, day two.
Day two. So we're gonna get the transmission mounted to this mount, transmission mount, and the dog bone mount underneath, so we can take the support bar off.
He has the axle flange here. Just gonna go ahead and insert that right there into the trans.